Welcome to Pilates and Yoga for Parkinson's and for anyone else that would like to attend. My name is Meg. Thank you for joining me today. This class is all about sitting in the chair. So thinking a few things about sitting in your chair, I want you to make sure you're in a nice stable chair because we're going to be doing quite a bit of moving, and a stable chair is important. As far as a couple of prompts that you might want today, if you wanted to grab some things, if you have got yoga blocks, great. If you don't, a lot of times you can find things around your house that can serve the same purpose. I actually found a shoebox around here that I'm going to use for some things today. So you can grab a few of those things, and let's get started. Sitting in your chair, really important. Quite often I get requests for focusing on alignment, so I want to start with our alignment. You could be scooted all the way back in your chair and letting the back support you, or you could scoot out a little bit more towards the edge, which is going to make you work harder because suddenly you're having to manage your alignment. If you do have a yoga block, quite often in class we'll take a block and put it between us and the chair. So my spine is going to go right along that, and then suddenly I'm getting some feedback from the chair, which can help me sit a little taller and my shoulders back a bit more. So alignment cues, I would say find a place where your feet feel really grounded into your mat. Knees pretty much in line with your hips. That's just a good guideline. Maybe you like your feet a little closer or a little further apart. You need to find that. Once you find that placement of your feet, press the feet down and you should begin to feel those leg muscles engage. So that can be a good way to start to wake up some muscles. I'm also pressing down into my chair, which when I press down into the feet and into the chair, there's what I call this rebound effect of pressing down sends me up tall. So even that can help some with alignment and starting to engage those muscles around your center. Other things to think about, just kind of a good guideline, not by any means a rule, is that my ears are pretty much in line with my shoulders, in line with my rib cage, and in line with my pelvis. Now all of us are going to have a little variation on that, but a good guideline. From here, let's just take a moment and close our eyes. I've talked about alignment, but now I want you to really feel that alignment in your body. So as you press your feet into the mat, feel the floor beneath your feet. Notice what it's like to have those leg muscles engage. As you press down into your chair, feel that rebound effect. Notice as you grow taller, the muscles in your torso engage, they kind of pull to center to help you stay tall. So noticing being tall, feeling the crown of the head floating up towards the ceiling, almost like there's a helium balloon that just kind of pulls you tall gently. And shift your awareness to your breath for a moment. Simply noticing as you inhale and noticing as you exhale. And as you're paying attention to your body and its ideal alignment, paying attention to your breath, there's all this information your body's giving you. So if you need to shift your breath a little to tweak your alignment a bit, do that. As you're ready, let's go ahead and blink open the eyes and start to put a little movement into our bodies. Still focusing on alignment, I want to play a little bit with sending your chin forward. So now my ears are out in front of my shoulders. This can happen a lot if you're at your computer a lot or driving a lot. We have a tendency to send our face like it's going to get there first. Now shift that and pull way back. And we're just going to go back and forth a few times. So those ears are out in front of our shoulder, ears are way back. And finding, as you make that movement a little smaller, a place where you feel comfortable. There's no compression in the back of the neck. You're not tilting forward, but it's a long neck. And again, those ears over the shoulders. Next thing, with an awareness on your shoulders, I've had quite a few people reach out to me lately saying they feel like everything's rounding forward because we're doing so much sitting. So a lot of times our shoulders, it's kind of like they're part of the front of our body. We're so front body focused. Make your shoulders be a part of the back of your body. And not so far back that you suddenly arch through your torso. You're still long through the torso, and it's the ears over the rib cage, but the shoulders are a part of your back. So just explore that thought today. Shoulders a part of the back. I'm going to go ahead and remove this block just so I can add a little bit more movement. And I'm going to start just with some shoulder circles. So start kind of small, circling those shoulders around. And then in your own time, at your own pace, start to allow those shoulders to make larger circles. And find the whole circle. You know, you're going as low with the shoulders as you can, as far forward as you can, high up as you can, and as far back as you can. Awesome. Start to make those circles a little smaller now. And then come all the way back to our starting point. Let's reverse the direction of the circle, starting kind of small again. And then slowly, in your own time, allowing those circles to get bigger. And they might not quite be circles, and you also might have one shoulder that likes to circle around and the other one might not. So maybe you're just circling one shoulder. So getting as big as you can with those circles. Really finding movement and a range of motion. And then slowly start to make those circles smaller. Awesome. And then just allow the shoulders to melt down away from the ears. And again, shoulders are a part of the back of the body. From here, let's take hands out to the knees. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pull back on those knees. So my chest and my belly just came forward. And I'm going to go ahead and just gently look up towards the ceiling. So I'm stretching through the front of the neck, opening up the front of the body. And then I'm going to switch that. I'm going to press into my knees, send my pelvis tilting back, kind of pull my belly in, my lower ribs tuck back, and I'm looking down towards my thighs. On your next inhale, pull all of that. So your chest comes forward again, arching, and then press back. And just moving with your breath, inhaling, opening up the front. Exhaling, opening up the back. Nice. Now just find your way back to that long spine again. From here, we're gonna go a little deeper into the neck. So finding all that length, checking in with your alignment again. Let's go ahead and as you exhale, just allow that chin to kind of melt down towards the chest. On an inhale, as you inhale, let that right ear roll over to the right shoulder. Exhale, chin back to chest. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. And let's continue just like that several times. So your chin is sweeping from side to side. You're still sitting up tall, so try not to collapse forward just because the chin drops forward. Next time your left ear finds its way over to the left side, let's pause there. So get nice and tall, all that's happened, left ear over to the left shoulder. And it's not about getting your ear to your shoulder, it's about finding all this length in the right side of the neck. From here, let's take those right fingertips, just kind of reach them down to the floor, and as you reach the hand to the floor, the shoulder just came further away from the ear, so it might have switched up a little bit of stuff you feel in the neck. From here, as you inhale, we're just gonna let that right hand float up, palm turns up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, palm comes back down, and let that hand just float back down to your side. And we're gonna go several of those. Next time that hand comes back down by the side, if it works for you, take that right hand and tuck the hand back behind you. It might even come out on the other side. It's all going to depend on your shoulder range of motion. So it's something you could try. Since I actually have my hand over here, I'm going to take my left hand, interlace fingers, and I'm really working on keeping that right shoulder away from the ear. If all of this doesn't work for you, you could just have your hand on the side of the chair, reaching down, so just play around with that right arm. So I'm going to keep my left ear over towards the left shoulder, and all I'm going to do is just turn my head side to side. So I'm looking down towards the floor, or I'm looking up towards the ceiling, and all this is happening at a bit of an angle. So just back and forth a few times. As you're doing this, maybe you realize you want to make some other shape. Maybe you decide to start circling your nose around a bit. There's a lot of stuff going on in neck, so just be really gentle with this. Just kind of exploring your neck today. Awesome. And then at some point, let's go ahead and just look straight ahead. Release that right arm. My neck is really sensitive, so I like to take my left hand and just kind of put my head back up on top of my shoulders. Oof. If you've never done that before, it's kind of surprising just what a difference that can make. So maybe just take your head side to side a few times, kind of circle around. Then we're gonna go grab the other side of the neck. So find your alignment first, feet are still pressing down, nice and tall. Shoulders are part of the back. This time, let's go ahead, let the chin melt down to the chest. And roll that left ear, oops, wrong way, right ear over to the right shoulder. Nice, so once you get there, again, think alignment, finding length in the left side of the neck, and then take that left hand, reach the fingertips towards the floor. Already starting to find that space, that opening in the left side of the neck. On an inhale, let the left hand float up, palm turns up to the ceiling. As you exhale, palm turns down, and the hand just floats back down by the side. We're gonna go several of those. Nice. Next time the hand's back down by the side, let's explore that same arm movement. So you could take that left hand, kind of tuck it back behind your body. Maybe it works on this side and it didn't on the other. Two sides are always going to be different. You might be able to interlace those hands, pulling that shoulder back and down. From here, just like we did on the other side, you're going to keep that right shoulder and right ear coming each other, but you're just going to turn your head side to side a few times. Shoulders melting down. Exploring the neck. Maybe making some circles or any other shape. Just see what you find in your neck. I hear all kinds of noises, little pops and creaks. Nice. Go ahead and bring that ear to the shoulder, looking straight ahead again. Release the left arm back down by the side, and if you want to, take the right hand and just gently put your head back on straight. Find a little bit of movement. Okay, from here, just go into a couple of arm motions. We're gonna inhale, bring those hands up in front. Exhale, let them float back down. I'm gonna go several of those. Inhaling up, floating down. If it works for you, if it's comfortable, as you inhale, bring those hands up even higher. And then exhaling back down. The hands float up towards the ceiling. Arms lift, but the shoulders are staying down. Let the shoulders be heavy. Awesome. Next time those hands come back down by the sides, we're going to just pause there for a moment. Great. From here, if you're not out towards the front edge of your chair, let's go ahead and find your way out. Again, still making sure you feel stable. Really want to find that long spine here. We're going to go into a few twists. So we do this exercise in class pretty often, and I try to break the twist down into several stages. So bring those hands up in front. Shoulders, like we said, they're part of the back of the body. And we call this our kind of our bow and arrow twist. So what we're going to start with is that right elbow is going to pull back, kind of imagining that you're doing a bow and arrow, and then come forward. Left elbow, back, and then forward. And I'm trying to keep my elbow kind of high, so I want my elbow to stay about shoulder level. Spine is long. Still pressing my feet down in the floor, right? Finding that rebound effect. Okay, this next one we're gonna add to it a little bit. So if you've never done this before, maybe watch it first. This time I'm gonna pull my elbow back, and then I'm gonna let my shoulder move back. And then I'm gonna come forward, right? So it's elbow up high, shoulder reaches back, and then come forward. So we're gonna do this a couple of times, and really important, all of that length through the spine really matters. Because if you have space between your vertebrae, they're more likely find some movement. Nice. Next time you come forward, let's let the hands come down and just shake them out a little bit. So quite often, excuse me, when you're making this movement, our knees start moving all over the place. So if you have a block or a shoe box, or even if it's, maybe you don't have any of that, you could take a folded up towel, find something. So I want you to just be pushing your knees into each other. That's gonna kind of give you some feedback about maybe your knees going from side to side too much. So once again, arms are gonna come up, shoulders are back. So we're gonna go to the full version of the twist now. What's gonna happen, same thing, elbow comes back, shoulder drops back. That right hand, I'm gonna extend that arm long, reach back behind me. Press those shoulders back. Remember, they're a part of the back of your body. And then I'm gonna bring all of that forward. Whew. Same thing, other side. Elbow comes back nice and high, shoulder opens up, extend that arm back, press the shoulders back, everything comes forward. 2 more times like that. So elbow, shoulder, extend your arm. Maybe you take a few breaths there. your own pace. Stay tall. Center is strong. Nice. Let's just go one more time. Let's meet everything, meeting in front again. Arms are reaching long, shoulders are back. Last time on each side, make it really count. Elbow comes back, nice and high. Shoulder opens up. Reach the hand back behind you. Get as big as you can from fingertips to fingertips. And then bring all that forward again. Same thing, opposite side. Elbows up high. Shoulder drops back. Reach the hand back. A few breaths here. Press the feet into the floor. Press that into your chair. Let the crown of the head float high. And bring all that back in front. Nice. Just shake out those arms. Okay. From here, let's go ahead and bring both arms out in front for a moment. Now what we're going to do is just rotate the arms out. So my thumbs are down to the floor, pinkies came up. And then switch that and rotate the opposite way. Let's just do a few of those. And if your shoulders are too tired to have the arms up, maybe you come down a little lower. Nice, and then just shake all that out. Okay, let's find one more stretch and then we're gonna be done with this. I think we're starting to run long, my timer stopped, but I've had some people reach out to me and really wanna find a stretch for the back of the legs. So I wanna give you one of those and then we'll call it a class. We're out towards the edge of our chair again. I'm recommending, I have a shoe box, it could be yoga blocks, it could be a footstool, whatever works for you. Find out that alignment, you know your alignment. Take your heel out and place it on something that elevates it up a little bit. So what we're gonna do from here is I'm pushing into my heel, my toes are coming back towards me, that's engaged to my leg muscles. Even got my shin engaged a little bit. With my hands on the chair, I'm gonna pull those shoulders back, and I want you just to hinge forward at the hips. Probably don't have to go very far, and you're gonna start to feel a stretch in the back of the leg. Now, there's several things you can do here. If I round forward, the stretch changes completely. It's a lot more in my lower back. So if that's what you're looking for, it's a fine stretch. If you're looking for the back of the leg, lift that chest back up, hinging at the hips. You could also play with pointing or flexing at the ankle, seeing how that changes things. Maybe you want to hand out on that front leg, that'll give you a little more support as you lean forward. Notice if your shoulders are rounded forward and press them back again. Belly is strong. Just a few more breaths here. Great, from here go ahead and sit back up tall. Been through that right knee, it might feel a little funny, you need to bounce the leg out a little bit. Then we're gonna switch to the other side, so just take your prop, whatever it is that you're using, heel goes up on the box. If you needed it to be taller, it's a nice thing about my shoe box, I could go higher with it. I don't know how sturdy that is. So I'm flexing into the foot and pressing into that heel. Chest is lifted. With the leg higher, I've already got a pretty intense stretch, but if you had it in you, you could hinge forward at the hips, chest lifted, hands wherever makes you feel the most supported. A few breaths here. Remembering shoulders are a part of the back of the body, not rounding forward. Maybe point and flex at the ankle a couple of times. From here, supporting yourself as it makes sense, go ahead and sit up tall again. Bring that left foot back to the floor. Feet wide. Let's come back to our starting alignment, pressing the feet down, legs engaged, pressing into the chair, crown of the head reaching high. So I'll take our hands to our thighs for just a moment. If you're comfortable with it, closing the eyes again, just like we began class. Noticing all that there is to notice about you right now. Acknowledging where maybe you feel a little stronger, a little more flexible, an increased awareness of your alignment and all those muscles of your center. When you're ready, go ahead and blink open your eyes. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Remember, there's more videos if you'd like to keep going. Please, if you all have any requests, put comments down below at the, underneath the video and let me know what you're looking for, and we're going to keep making videos and keep us active and moving. Have a great day. Bye.